It's your last rub.
Alright, it says starting. Should I tilt the light down?
How do we look?
Come here, bud. You ready? You mark? Get safe. Go. Hello. Good evening. We have to mute the laptop. First order of biz. The light is actually the first order of biz. Muting the laptop is second. We are live right now. Stream health is yellow, so that usually it's green. Okay, I think light's good. Are we on 2G or 5G? I guess we can't change it anyway, but might cut out for a second and then go back. We are on 5G and it's right next to it, so technically should be fine. Okay. We'll check ourselves in a minute. Yeah. Roll this up real fast. I got my notification. NSL podcast. No Street Lights 2020. First Monday of the week. First Monday of the year. What? Are we on 2G or 5G? I guess we can't change it anyway, but I think we sound good. Yeah, me too. For a second and then go back. I didn't hear an echo. Should I mute this? Yeah, definitely. Okay. Usually is. Cool. Alright, that's much better. Now that I can't hear myself. Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother.
2020. I was
Happy
here on 12/01.
That's it, man. New year, man. New year. We're getting old.
Resolution?
I don't. I have like an official resolution. I just, my resolution is, just be a better person.
Yep.
And not just, not just be nicer to people, kind of better person, just like overall, like be a better person, like think smarter, that kind of do better, just overall money, life, treat people better, just be a better person. But the main thing is I want to like just be more competitive this year. I think last year I kind of just was like, like I'm fine with just like people like,
Letting the days pass by.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're competitive, I feel like you have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, just like in WoW and like in just comparing and my job and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. I want to,
Yeah. No, I like it.
be better.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, yeah, overall, just to be a better person. Honestly, I just don't want any negativity this year. And, like, for myself, too. I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, how many scenarios do you get in where people are just complaining all the time?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And, like, I just want to surround myself with less of that. I want to eliminate that stuff as much as I can because it's I feel like it's a little bit contagious because you take it home with you.
100%
contagious. It comes home with you and you think about it all night. Yeah, I'm going to try to be more competitive, but against myself, like my past self with my finances, because, I don't know quite where I'm going to be in a few years. And, I mean, I have a good idea about it, but no matter where I'm going, I'm going to need more money than what I got now.
Yep.
Trying to get those student loans off my back.
Yeah. You're banging those out, right?
Yeah, I'm trying.
It's good, man.
But at the same time, you got to build up the savings. And,
yep.
So yeah, there's a lot going on. And
which is fucking
I just want
tough.
to be a better version of myself at the end of this year. And it's hard because a lot of people, like, when it comes to this time of the year and, like, New Year's Eve, a lot of people start evaluating themselves. And I want to try to do that all year long.
Yeah,
always
like hold
keep
yourself
myself in check.
Yeah, keep yourself accountable.
I was just going to say that. Hold myself accountable to my actions, whether it's going to the gym, saving money, eating better. That's another thing I'm trying to do, especially, like, with my diabetes, it's, a lot going on. Yeah.
So now, when it comes to diabetes, drinking, like drinking beer, drinking alcohol, drinking, whiskey, whatever you drink, does that set you back a good amount? Like, is that like having a glass of Coke for a diabetic?
Not in terms of, like, the sugar intake.
Okay.
Well, it depends what you're drinking, too. If you're drinking, like...
Let's just say a beer.
Okay, just
a Guinness.
Guinness, yeah, that's like 9.2 carbs or 9.4. It says it on the can. Yeah, see, like, your sugar's not going to spike then, but if I keep drinking and drinking, no matter what my glucose level is at that point in time,
drinking, and I know it sounds like it's just logical, like drinking taxes my kidneys, my liver, stomach. Beer can cause ulcers and things, and so that coupled with diabetes, like when my sugar is high, it might not be while I'm drinking, but when it is high, that's doing damage to my kidneys. So it's like double taxation on my organs.
For sure.
So yeah, even though I don't see like a change in the glucose level at that point in time, yeah, it's not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what, I mean, I'm not a big beer drinker, but like from the outside looking in, like I think that beer causes a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
I think, like you said, the carbs, and dude, I don't know why. It's just like, I feel like white wine and beer,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just see a lot of people like super overweight that are just like, yo, I got to have my, my 3 or 4 beers,
Mm-hmm.
when I get home. And I don't know. That's just one of the things I kind of, stray away from is beer. There's nothing like a good Guinness once in a while, like going out. Like,
yeah, don't get
I
me
can't
wrong,
wait till St. Patty's Day, bro. Like, it's coming.
Yeah.
Like, just have
McGregor
corned
fight's
beef.
coming.
Yes. Yeah. So
no, trust me, I get it. Like, it's easy to go into it, and I love doing it.
Oh,
don't get me wrong. Like, I've had some of the greatest nights of my life while I'm tipsy or drunk. Like, don't get me wrong, I love drinking.
Drink it right now.
But it's at the same time, like, I look on the other shoulder, and it's so hard because it's really not that great for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what my drinking habits are at the in December.
Yeah, and it's not like you're drinking every night. If you're drinking every night, then it'd be a problem.
No.
Those
people you were talking about, though, the people that drink, not that I know them personally, but I'm just saying that overweight image you were just talking about, people who need beer and wine and they go 4 deep every night. And,
yeah.
I wonder how, what their eating habits are like.
Oh, it's probably
because if you're fasting,
terrible.
I feel like when I fast, I drink a Guinness, I'm stuffed. Like, I'm full. It's hard to eat, like, drink a...
You mean the intermittent fasting?
Just fasting in general. Like, now I'm eating less for breakfast, and I'm eating it later in the day. Because it's easier to control that than what time I eat at night. Because sometimes I eat by myself, sometimes I eat when Heather comes home. So, yeah, sometimes, not that I skip breakfast, but I'll have just a cup of green tea.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll do that with a little bit of yogurt, with cashews in the yogurt.
But you're not going, like, a day without eating or anything like that?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Trust me, I still eat.
Yeah. Okay.
Just, like, more salads, more fruit,
Yeah, like you said, the Guinness will stuff you.
Yeah,
but so that's because but we like the taste of that, that dark, heavy beer once in a while. For me, it's like when I was going through my party phase, and a lot of my friends were in college, and even guys and girls, they'd get the guts, you know what I mean? And it's like, where does it come from? Well, it comes from drinking 7-8 beers when you're partying on Friday night, and then you're drunk, so you're gonna get a pizza, and
Domino's.
So it's like just the one after another, you're just taxing your body like crazy. For
Wake
me,
up, get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, you carb up because you're hungover. So you're like, oh, a bagel. So Jeter's in here. I gave him
my elbow on the
that's
table.
it. And if he go lay down, buddy. So if he bothers us, folks, we're
I must have some good deodorant. Must have some good deodorant.
The biggest lick in the world.
It's all out of love.
But yeah, anyway. When you're hungover, you want to carb load and then go fall asleep and that kind of shit.
Yeah, I mean, you remember me last St. Patrick's Day? That was not good. I was out. I was the first person out.
Yeah, dude, I spot you across the room and I was like, "Fuck, Craig was drunk."
Yep.
And then you disappeared for 5 minutes and I was like, "And dude, I was fucked up."
It happened quick. It happened so quick.
Spoiler alert. We drank a lot and then there was some involved and I was like sitting there. World was spinning, and I'm like, 5 minutes goes by. I'm like, where the fuck is Craig? And I'm like, oh, I gotta go find him. And then what do you know? My boy he sent out a SOS.
Yeah, needed the Red Cross.
Yeah, and I found him, but he was good. But you were fine.
No, I lived and I learned from that one definitely, because like.
But dude, how often does that happen?
Exactly.
It was St. fucking Patty's Day, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's how you should get on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
Like the rest of us, it sucked because we had to drive home.
Yeah.
You
that
didn't
was probably
have
the
to
only
drive
time
home.
I was hungover. That.
Go lay down.
That was probably
hear
the only time I was hungover in 2019.
My disciplined voice. There he goes.
Like bad. Yeah. I kind of got sick twice on the ride home in the morning. It just wasn't good. I was in and out of sleep in the morning all afternoon.
Dude,
it sets you back.
If you're doing that every week, every 2 weeks, you have there's a problem.
Yeah.
But you're not. I think, how many times did that happen to you last year? Once?
Yeah, once. Right.
For me, what I'd like to do, like right now, I'm enjoying a proper 12 lemon iced tea with lots of lemon squeezed in it.
Yeah.
I like to drink like socially, and luckily for me, I don't have a lot of friends, so I'm not out a lot.
To that.
Yeah, cheers to that. So I'm not out a lot drinking. I'm not like, drinking every night because I have to. It's almost like a social, occasion. Like, oh my God, Craig's coming over for the podcast. Dink, let me get one of these going. We go out to El Patron.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Come here, buddy. Go lay down.
And McGregor fights.
Yes. So that I am so excited for.
I'm so stoked.
Dude, it's like, this is a big one for Connor because if Connor loses, we're in fucking trouble.
Do you think, I really don't. I've seen some of his past fights, but is this the longest break he's had between fights?
No.
No?
Technically, no, because he left the octagon in 2016, and then he boxed Mayweather.
Right.
And then he didn't come back until 18.
Could be.
So it could be. So there was 2 years of him not being in the octagon where he was very rough. It was, McGregor was fighting 4 times a year, knocking motherfuckers out. And that's why we all fell in love with him. He would fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. So, that's why, people who just, because UFC is getting so big.
Oh, yeah.
Someone said to me, he goes, why do you love McGregor? Like, he's a fucking asshole. I'm like, dude, you missed 2014 to 2016. Like, this motherfucker was knocking people out. He had this thing, if you don't know, he has this thing called Mystic Mac. And he would call what round he was going to knock these motherfuckers out in.
Really?
And, dude, 90% of the time, he was.
Wow.
If you don't believe me, go on YouTube. There's a video of Conor McGregor when he was going to fight Jose Aldo for the featherweight title of the world. He was in Jose's head, right? He goes, first round knockout. He goes, it's not going to take me any time. And he goes, he's going to overextend with the right. He's going to load up on the right and overextend with it. And there's a video of him warming up 10 minutes before the fight of him doing this and then stepping back, a left hook, putting him out. And what the fuck happened in 13 seconds? Jose Aldo loaded up with the right, overextended, and McGregor fucking clocked him. Left hand to the chin, knocked him out in 13 seconds. He became the 145 champion. Then his next fight went up, defeated Eddie Alvarez in 2 fucking rounds, pieced him up real good. It was like a dominant show. And that wasn't and they're free, for the record, they're free right now because of whenever the UFC has fights, they'll release free fights for a while, and for a while before their next fight. So for example, Conor's fighting one of my favorite fighters, Cowboy, on February 18th, I think.
January 18th.
Yeah, January 18th.
It's very soon.
And
so the camera has a black screen, but I don't know why. But I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna get my UFC nerd talk off anyway. So let's pull this up real fast. Let's pull this up. So I think it's UFC 246, right?
All right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. So it's UFC 246, Conor versus Cowboy. And I love Cowboy.
Oh, I learned a lot about him recently. Did you know he's a cave diver?
Big story about cave diving that he has.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On Joe Rogan's podcast.
That was remarkable. He came so close to death.
Wild motherfucker.
Tried saving a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And then he, but if he didn't save him, he would have probably bit the dust.
Yeah.
Cave diving, don't sign me up for that shit.
No, I'll go skydiving before I go cave diving.
Fuck any diving. My ass is sitting in my house. Fuck that noise. But Anyway, Cowboy's the all-time leader in finishes, the all-time leader in wins. He's been around for a long time. He's very experienced. He's got a great up kick. He's a great striker. He's got good jiu-jitsu game, good wrestling.
Age, right?
I think Cowboy's a little older. So, like, Conor's still in his prime right now. Like, he's still... Hey, Siri, I think he's like 32, 36. Or 32, 33. How old is Conor McGregor?
Conor McGregor is 31 years old.
Wow.
So, Conor still has a couple of years left in his prime. Like, he's young. Yeah. Like, he's
more than 5 years younger, though.
Dude, when he became double champ in 2016... What's it, 2020 now?
Yeah.
So 31. So what is that? 26 years. 26, 27 years old. He became the double champ. Like your
crazy.
career,
That's
dude. That's my age right now.
Yeah,
like imagine being
like
double champion of the fucking UFC right now.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Getting all that money.
And then the Floyd.
Yeah. See, that kind of stuff, that kind of fame and money will change somebody. And I it's just remarkable what he could do.
Yeah, that left hand is gifted. He's gifted, man. But I'm excited for it. Like I said, I root for Cowboy. Well, thank you for that, sir.
In the house.
I don't know why. The gate's down, too. Anyway, when Cowboy fights, I root for Cowboy. Mm-hmm. When Conor fights, I root for Conor. Right. So I don't want to see either of them lose, but I need to see
Conor. It's like when your favorite teams play.
For Conor's career, Conor needs to win. Like if Conor
loses,
he's probably done. Like his career's finished. Mm-hmm. It's a very make or break moment for him. He lost the title shot to Khabib. To be expected. Khabib's a phenomenal wrestler. Mm-hmm. That's all he's been doing. Conor's a striker. Get a striker down on the ground. They don't know what the fuck to do.
Right.
Get a lot of he's not a wrestler. He's not a jiu-jitsu guy. He wants to hit you with his left hand, and you can't do that.
That's what I've heard about Khabib. Like he's really good at getting people down on the ground.
Oh God, dude! And once you're down, you ain't getting up.
Right.
He's locking your legs up.
Not a lot of people are like trained for ground fighting.
So your brother, my cousin, is hosting the fight on the 18th.
Yep.
And we're gonna use my ESPN Plus. We're gonna order the pay-per-view, and we're gonna have a fucking amazing time. I'm gonna bring a bottle of Proper 12. Gonna have a good night, relax, and I hope it's a first or second round knockout for Conor. I want to see Cowboy do good.
Yeah.
Cowboy's just been fighting so much this past year in 2019. I think he fought 4 times. Mm-hmm. He fought Al Iaquinta, Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, and I think he might have fought at 170. I don't know if the Mike Perry fight was last year. Anyway, 3 or 4 times. He's like really been beaten up last year, and then he took a fight in January. It's like, bro, take a break. I love you, but it is kind of a setup fight for Conor.
Now, yeah, definitely. It's 2 very good people who are going to be fighting, and I'm wondering because Conor gets into everybody's head. That's his thing. He shit talks. He gets real loud. He calls out what round he's going to knock him out in. Stuff like that. I'm wondering if he's actually getting in Cowboy's head because Cowboy's a veteran. He's experienced. He's got the most wins, like you said, and
probably not.
Yeah, like I'm sure Cowboy's used to people shit talking.
Cowboy's used to it, and you're putting up a striker who's the best striker in the world versus Cowboy.
Yeah,
and Cowboy's phenomenal. He's got everything. He's a really good fighter, better than anyone, that I've ever met in person combined. But, it's like he's like the number 5th or 6th ranked in the world. There's a big jump between that, you know what I mean? And he said he's going to stand up and bang with Conor. Because like I mentioned, Cowboy can wrestle and he has good jiu-jitsu game. And he goes, no, I'm going to stand up and fucking bang with Conor. So that I can respect him for that. So we're going to see a fucking hell of a fight. This is
going to be great.
Oh, I can't wait. I don't know who's on the undercard.
Part of me hopes that, trust me, I'd love to see like a great knockout.
I think that's what you're going to see.
But I'd also love to see a fight that goes on.
Yeah.
So
we have Holly Holm versus Pennington. I think Holly Holm's going to come around with that. Claudia is fighting some no name. Anthony Pettis he's going to open up the pay-per-view. Huh.
How many fights are before Conor?
Are you talking just on the main card? There's 4. So, dude, the main card's going to start at 10, 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be seeing Conor fight till,
He's
it's in Vegas. So he's not going to fight until 12, 12 o'clock, 12:30. So it's going to be a late night. So if you're doing anything on Sunday morning.
I'm going to be on my way from, like, White Plains area.
You're going to have plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of time. And, yeah, like, I won't come until the preliminary card's, like, over. Like, I'll come to see the start of, I'll leave my house when the main card starts.
So what time does that start, the preliminary? 8 p.m. EST?
Yeah, 8. So I think the main card starts at 10 p.m. So I'm not leaving my house until 10.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to have to leave earlier because I have to set up everything with your brother. So maybe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's true. He's using your
maybe I'll leave at like 9. Get there at like 9:45. But anyway, gonna be a fucking awesome fight. I'm so hyped up.
Wait. It's like right around the corner too.
He's got such a big year ahead of him. If he does it, if he beats Cowboy, which I think he does, I think he stops him in the first or the second round.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the year by the balls.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But that's something I'm really looking forward to. Nothing else really on that card is
exciting,
appetizing. Yeah, unfortunately,
because
because everyone's buying the card for Conor, so they're like, let's throw anybody in everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. He moves numbers, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, 31 years old.
Yeah. People who don't even watch UFC, wrestling, any sport. You don't even have to follow any sport, and you'll know who Conor McGregor is.
Dude, people don't peak until like 32.
Really?
Yeah. This motherfucker was double champ at like 26, 27.
That's ridiculous.
But,
yeah, he's successful.
Yeah.
He's successful.
And a very successful whiskey business
that
I'm drinking right now.
Right. He has
with
a
lemon
line,
iced tea.
Too.
Yeah, August McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that. I'm too poor for all that shit.
Oh, yeah. No way. I can't buy design clothes.
I don't like the word poor.
I remember looking at, I can't believe I'm even like going to be talking about this, but I remember seeing shirts made by Kanye West that are over $1,000.
Oh, dude.
And it's just like, if you're spending money
the ones
on
that have holes in them?
Yeah. Yeah, like what the fuck? Yeah, how can you justify spending money on that? Even if you have a lot of money. Even if you're a successful person, you work your ass off to make the money you do, and you buy that shirt.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
This is my Church of What's Happening Now shirt. It's my Joey Diaz shirt.
Oh, you got a Joey Diaz shirt.
And this shit was like $25 and it's better than any Kanye West shirt.
Yep. Well said.
In my opinion.
I love me some Joey Diaz.
Oh, dude, he's fucking incredible. He just released an amazing podcast today talking about the new year. Okay. So it's funny you brought it up.
There's so much shit going on. Like, Australia is on fire. That shit is so sad.
Dude, did you see the golden retriever save the fucking baby koala bear?
No.
Oh my god, there's a news article, I'll send it to you.
Oh.
And I have a golden who happens to be a little fucking crazy. But besides that, he's awesome. But yeah, there's a news article. Golden retriever saved a little baby koala and brought it back to his house.
Wow.
Out of the fires.
Kudos to that dog.
Like how the hell can you make this shit up? Yeah. Like that shit's so amazing. But yeah, dude, you said, Australia's on fire. How can you make it up?
Like the country's on fire. Animals are dying. It's like it's surreal.
So I knew about this like a month ago because it's
been going on for a long time.
I follow this guy called Mowing and Growing. I doubt he's ever gonna listen to this podcast. I hope he does. But he's a big, lawn mowing guy. I mow lawns, so I follow him for inspiration and what he does.
I don't, but I should.
You should. But oh my God, there you go. Yesterday they got rain.
Really?
So anyway,
okay.
He's been that's great. So they've been on like a 3-month drought. Like right now it's their spring and they've been on a fucking drought. So like I said, this was going on a month ago. I added New South Wales to my weather app because I wanted to.
Degrees.
Oh, dude, that's nothing.
110.
Oh, you'll get 109, 110 degrees there. Oh yeah, for nothing.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
so you're talking, bro.
Yeah.
110 degrees with the fucking forest on fire.
Yeah. Miles.
How do you think that air feels?
Miles.
Smoky, hot. You want to fucking die.
Yeah. Have you seen footage of that?
God. Oh, it's disgusting, dude. I feel so bad. I guess they sent like 20 Californian firefighters over there.
Oh.
But bro, that flight's 24 hours.
Well, right. So it's gonna take a whole day to get there. And did you know that, like, all of the firefighters fighting this Are you aware of like the firefighter situation in Australia?
Mm-mm.
So I think it's their prime minister. The firefighters were asking for money. They were asking for a grant. I'm not going to be good on terms here, but they were asking for money. And the prime minister, like, not only denied them, but he also cut the firefighter force. So now there's even less firefighters, and they got no money.
He fucked up.
Yeah. So
trying to save money on a wrong year.
Get this, it gets worse. So the fires started, and like I said, miles of the forest on fire. He leaves. He goes to, I think it was Hawaii, for days, and yeah, he's just an awful politician. I don't know.
Damn.
It's really hard.
Australia is one of those weird countries that is like bending the knee to England, like to the UK. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like, they have, like, they're linked to Great Britain. Like, they have like a prime minister. Like, they pay taxes to. Yeah. It's like one of those, like Canada. Like, it's one of those weird, like.
Well, are you aware of like the history of Australia? Like how, I'm not sure what time this was, but at some point in time, Britain was emigrating its prisoners and criminals to Australia.
Damn.
Like outlaws. Australia was full of outlaws from
really?
England. Oh yeah. Like I said, I forget like at what point in time it was, but yeah.
Australia's filled with bad motherfuckers.
Yeah,
bro.
so they are like linked closely to England.
Yeah, they pay taxes and shit. That shit's so weird. Like, it's like they need like a structure, so they like pay, Great Britain for a structure. Fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, horrible situation. I hope it gets solved real fast. They need a fucking hurricane to put all this shit out. Yeah. Get all the dead wood up in the sky, out in the ocean. Get rid of everything. They need a hurricane or a really bad tropical storm to just end everything.
Yeah, because like the stuff that they use in California, which I don't even know how effective it is there, but dropping the water from the helicopters and...
it's like I haven't seen anything like that in Australia. Have you?
No, definitely
I've seen no videos of the planes that go down, they scoop up water. They don't have to get out. It's just they land on the water and then they get back up. And then they go drop the water. I haven't seen anything like that.
Wow, yeah, and they have a large coastline. I mean, they're a giant island.
It's again though, before this fire, they were in a drought. It's like it's so tough for the animals out there. I hope they get rain real soon, man. Yeah. It's a very tough situation.
It's hard because like I never thought stuff like this would happen. Like just high school. Like 2020 was like really thought about for a long time. Like in 2010, we're gonna target to do this by 2020. All these businesses, everybody's gonna be eco-friendly, green energy, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Everybody had targets for 2020, and what I'm trying to say is I don't think we lived up to those expectations.
No, definitely not.
I mean, we have Teslas; those are nice, but we talk about those every podcast.
How can you not? They're awesome. But it's tough, man. I hope everything gets squared away down there. I mean, I don't think New Zealand has any fires going on, so I'm sure there's a ton of firefighters from New Zealand over there. But someone asked me, and they go, "Why doesn't the United States send over, our military and all of our equipment?" And at the end of the day, it sucks. We send people, but like we can't bring our equipment on a 24-hour flight. Do you know how much money that is in gas? And then you have, so you're in this weird situation where we're spending money where we, on someone else, and we'll probably never see it back. But then, it's like, but the whole fucking country's on fire.
Right.
So it's
problem.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, how do you just kind of ignore it? So I think, I don't know the government could have sent, $1 trillion down there. I don't know. I don't know anything specific.
Something. Like what comes to mind for me is during the time of, I think it was World War II or after World War II or the Cold War. Like I said, my time's off. We were giving aid in Berlin. We were giving them food and resources, which I know is different from what we could bring to Australia. But my point is, if we were doing it then, why can't we do it now? Yeah. We should have more money by now.
Yeah, for sure. And Australia is a pretty rich country too. Did you know that?
No.
Very rich. Yeah, very, very, very rich. They live off. They're kind of like, and obviously, Australia is a continent. There's just a whole bunch of cool things about Australia. Although I wish that The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings was filmed in Australia instead of New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
Because I really want to go to.
It was filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah, I really want to go down there, but 24-hour flight, Richie can't handle a 2-hour flight to Florida.
I'd love to go down there too, but a lot of people who I've talked to, who I brought up like traveling with, I've never traveled, but talk about it a lot. A lot of people wouldn't want to go to Australia.
Yeah, dude. 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, the flight and the insects and I don't know. A lot of people, a lot of people like to be beachgoers,
For sure. But I feel like the insect problem, like the spiders, I feel like once you get down there, like it's like what deer are to us.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, or what a coyote is to us. Like coyotes don't break in our houses, and if you see a coyote, you need to be careful and etc. So their coyote's a spider. Oh fuck, there's a spider in the corner of the room, dude. I'm sure that they have like fucking like how we deal with deer, like how we have deer repellent. I'm sure they sell in Lowe's or whatever, or in Home Depot in Australia. They have like fucking Nerf gun propellants to take out these fucking tarantulas, something. Yeah. But they've adapted, and But I would love to go down there, but I don't think I ever will. But yeah, it's a sad situation. I hope it clears up.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't know if any of the fires in California are. I think we're good in California as of right now. They're fucking terrible over there.
I mean,
man.
It's hard because some stuff doesn't make the news.
Yeah.
Like California was going on for a while, and it took, they didn't cover it the whole time it was going on.
Yeah, and this kid got like prosecuted because he started one of the giant ass forest fires that took over like 200 acres or something.
The same thing happened in Australia. Yeah, like a guy started 2 fires in 2 separate places. And it's like, all right, like you're working against stuff. Like, what's going on here? Yeah. What's your motive? What are you even trying to do?
He's like chaotic guy.
I'm gonna fuck everybody. Yeah, I don't even know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. So, dude, have you seen this new New York State law?
I've heard about it. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
So I'm sure everybody's heard about it, but if you haven't, so this new law in New York that just started in 2020 is essentially any non-violent felonies and all misdemeanors. There is no bail set for your arraignment. So you go, now non-violent felony, that's a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Burglary. It's a non-violent, felony or, misdemeanor, or it depends on, what you're doing. Robbery. Mm-hmm. But, this guy broke into a house, went into the teenage girl's room. This is in Westchester. Went into the teenage girl's room. The dad came out, caught him, blah, blah, blah. They arrested him. He was fucking released with no bail.
Like immediately?
Immediately. Even that's the new law.
Like, what? Yeah, people can easily get out.
Criminals are not getting any bail set right now. Uh-huh. So you break into a house, you do any nonviolent felony or any misdemeanor, you go to jail, you get arraigned, no bail set. You get an appearance ticket to show up at court a month or two later, and you're on your way.
So, do you know if there was any justification from people in authoritative power on why they did this?
Yes. Because the bail that judges were setting were too high. This is the fucking problem.
So instead of lowering the bail...
See, Craig has a fucking brain.
So hold on. I'm trying to understand this too, because bails, I mean... So it's funny because when I was in Boy Scouts, I earned the law merit badge from a lawyer himself.
Craig's
but I was probably 13, 14, 15 years old. So when somebody pays bail, mm-hmm. and I know it, like misdemeanors and felonies work differently, but when somebody pays bail, mm-hmm. I understand they get to walk out of court and get to go home.
If they pay, yep.
So if the crime's bad enough, wouldn't they have to go back? Like, what if you murder somebody?
No bail set.
Okay.
So you stay in jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
or bail set at $1 million.
And if you pay $1 million,
you're out. That's what
you're free.
Yeah, that's what like if someone like Joe Rogan was, here's the thing about the U.S. You're innocent until proven guilty. Mm-hmm. So let's say Joe Rogan was arrested for murder. Bail set at $3 million. What judges do is they set, like, for a serious crime, they'll set a bail that's unreasonable for you to pay because, which is normal. This has been mm-hmm. going on for years. But in New York State, for nonviolent felonies and for misdemeanors, they think that these bails for $10,000, for $15,000, for $5,000, for $2,000. These bails are out of control. What? They think that, these low-level crimes, non-violent felonies are low-level crimes. Burglary, you can't set a $5,000 or $10,000 bail. Mm-hmm. So instead, we're gonna just no bail. You come back with an appearance ticket. So my if you want to just shut
we'll shut the door.
So essentially, if you burglarize a home, you get an appearance ticket. You're on your way. Or if you get arrested again, then you get no bail set. Okay. Which at least I'm pretty sure that's how I understand it. I think that's the way it is.
So if I'm getting this right, you can do a crime, a low-level crime, and just walk away.
Pretty much. Oh yeah, and just
show up,
get an appearance ticket, and then. Well, yeah, you get arrested. You get brought before a judge. The judge says, hey, it's January, what's today, the 5th or whatever it is, the 6th. So the judge is going to say, hey, look, come back on February 20th, and that's when you'll be.
So you want to know a really good example of this that kind of hits home that happened locally?
Absolutely.
Somebody who was working at, it's public. This man named Gary was working at our local supermarket for a while, and from what I've heard about him, I don't know him personally, but a lot of people say he's a good guy. On Christmas Day, he went there, intoxicated, drunk, went in, I think he was in place, the acting store manager, stole what the paper put out there, $15,000.
Yeah,
and they caught him at a casino in Pennsylvania.
Oh, he was trying to get rid of that money fast.
Yeah, or he was trying to win more and put it back. Who knows? Like, they said he was, very intoxicated. Yeah. So who knows what his motive was. But I just went out to the bar with my brother last night or the night before, and he said that the guy was behind him driving the other day. And he's like, it was definitely him. Like, there's no question about it. And the bartender was like, no way. And he was like, it was him. No question about it.
Nonviolent.
Right.
He's out.
Right.
That's the way it is. My buddy on Facebook, he shares all
ridiculous.
of them.
Like, it takes balls to do something like that. And stupidity.
And obviously, he's not a good person.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So let's go through.
A lot of people put on a good public face.
Exactly. Let's go through a few examples real fast, right? So I told you about the guy who went into the daughter's bedroom.
Yes.
Then we have this guy in Syracuse.
Oh, that's so
bank robbery. Released without bail. This kid threatened to shoot up his school. No bail.
How does that make sense?
Because it's not.
Because it's non-lethal.
Yeah,
even if it's premeditated. What is it, premeditated?
Well, he didn't commit the crime yet. So the crime is...
So you're preventing a crime but letting it go unpunished.
So the crime was...
he had an intention to do it.
Threatened to bring a firearm to school and harm students. And then he was released. Drunk driving, killing a pedestrian. Which I'm pretty sure if you have a good lawyer, you get away with manslaughter.
Vehicular manslaughter.
Yeah, so that's technically a non-violent one. He's freed. Drunk driving. This guy, man charged with manslaughter.
That guy looks like an old Kevin Malone from The Office.
This guy looks like a fucking creep, doesn't he?
Fucked up.
Apparently, this is the story. Some girl had a belt around her neck, and he was trying to cut it free and stabbed her in the neck.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. So essentially, we won't. I feel like I may be beating a dead horse, but. It's very important because I think in New York State you can't have lawless activity like this and people just being released because eventually, what I think, this is a big theory of mine, it's going to turn to eye for an eye.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to start fucking taking shit into their own hands if these people are fucking released. If some fucking guy in a made-up world, disclaimer, this is not real, this is in a made-up what's the word? Hypothetical situation. Yeah. This is not what's going on. If some guy came into my house and I had kids in another alternate universe and he went into my daughter's bedroom, the guy would not leave the fucking house.
The room.
And the cops would not be called.
Yeah.
they wouldn't know what happened to the guy.
Yeah.
He would just have disappeared.
Yeah.
So, and back to the real reality, that's what's going to happen in this state is when these politicians are just letting these criminals run free. You're going to have eye for an eye real soon. And that, I don't believe in eye for an eye, but it's going to be pushed to that limit.
Yeah.
I believe eye for an eye for certain things. Like, I think if you murder somebody and there's clear cut evidence, there's no, there's no like, oh my God, this guy, there's not, there's like one BS witness.
Yeah.
No, it's on video. Like, this guy went into a supermarket and shot up the place, Give him the firing squad. Give him the give him the death needles. Give him, hang him. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
If it's clear-cut evidence, go for it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the tricky shit, we can't just be offing people just because of one person.
Right.
But anyway, sorry I get so fired up about it. It's just
No, it's hard. Just because the laws that we're talking, the law that got passed. So the way that I think about it is that, okay, you got a crime that can happen, and you have a totally utopia situation. If somebody acts outside of that utopia and they have, obviously there's steps that have to happen before somebody goes into a school and shoots up a bunch of people or any other crime that, What this law does is it's letting that, it's letting that space get smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like there should be punishment for every step that you get closer to that kind of shit happening because it's real. It's fucking scary.
I agree. I think that there needs to be almost so probation means if you commit, if you go to jail, like low-level jail, I think jail's like a year under. Anything over, and obviously I'm not a legal scholar, there's certain crimes where you go to prison, and then there's certain crimes where you go to jail. After jail, you get probation. After prison, you get parole. So I think if you do, a low-level crime, I think you should get on probation immediately. I think that after you're arrested, if you're released, there needs to be a system. If they're going to have this bullshit, law where they're just letting people off on bail, they need to get on probation immediately. Where they need to check in, every 3 days, whatever the case may be. And if they can't afford it, then fucking, go serve the time in jail. This whole, just let people walk thing is out of control.
What's crazy is that from a federal level, I'm pretty sure the FBI would monitor somebody who claims I'm going to go do said crime.
Yeah.
But here in New York, we're letting them say, I'm going to go do unsaid crime. And that's fine. You can get away with that.
Dude, that kid fucking went home that day with nothing.
Yeah.
What's to say the next day he goes, well, fuck, I'm really fucked over now. I'm going to go to jail in a month.
Yeah.
You know what? I might as well do it. I'm going to jail anyway.
Some people that would get caught in a room with so-and-so's daughter, you'd be a registered sex offender. You'd have to go report every month or every how often it has to be. You have your name on a website.
Luckily, I don't think he touched her. I think he just happened to have broken. The guy's a piece of shit.
Right, I know, but a lot of things happen based on what the truth says.
Yeah, and do you know some sexual charges are nonviolent?
What?
So now there's certain sexual predators out there.
Like what? Like pornography? Because that's not really violent.
Yeah, obviously I think like sexual assault, I think that's violent. But I think what was the example that was given to me? But I don't exactly know. I don't want to say anything bad.
I mean,
but yeah, you're going to have. So basically, this law let out everyone who committed a nonviolent felony and a misdemeanor out of jail. Poof. No bail.
This is in a state like New York City, that has that much population.
Yeah, I was honestly. Here's a theory that someone gave me, is that after this whole thing has gone into effect, right? So you have everyone released, you have people for like a month or two going crazy, and then you have everyone else in the state who has common sense to say, hey, this is fucked up. That Governor Cuomo's saying, I'm going to help out the criminals for a month or two. People are going to complain, and then I'll reel it back in.
Mm-hmm.
That way, he gets criminal votes. Because now in New York State, I'm pretty sure you can vote. I think they're trying to pass
Wow, this
if
is
you're
dirty. This
if
is
you're
a
a
muddy
felon.
trail. Yeah.
If you're a felon, you could vote now. I think they're trying to pass that, or he executive ordered that, or whatever the case may be. So now he's letting out criminals to get in the criminals' favor, so he gets their votes. And then he's also pandering to the common sense people who are saying, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?"
That's true. Yeah, he's
Slimy
growing. He's getting a
motherfucker,
larger
man.
audience.
Ugh,
That's ridiculous.
he's very slimy.
Yeah, it's crazy. 2020, a lot can happen.
Dude, you know, in New York State for the governor's race, every county upstate, practically, I think it was 99%, was like all for this guy, Mark Molinaro. And Cuomo won New York City. And that's all he needed.
That's crazy.
For how big a
like-
New York State is, that's all he needed.
That's like for all the, you know,
I think
I'm pretty sure Hillary Clinton in the 2016 Democratic lead up primary. Thanks. Hillary Clinton only won Long Island. What's
Probably
the one
New York
that
City.
starts with the fucking end.
Staten.
Suffolk and North. Oh my God, what the hell are the two counties in Long Island? Suffolk and
Nassau.
Nassau County. Thank you. Nassau's closer to the city. Hillary Clinton won those two counties. Bernie Sanders won all of the other counties, but Hillary Clinton won New York State.
Yep.
That's fucked.
Yep. Yeah, and I have no problem with the Electoral College, but what I have a problem with is that people, you know, I personally think that New York should secede from NYC
Yeah.
because we are paying out the ass in taxes for shit that we're just giving away in New York City.
Yeah.
You know, and I have
You know what's
extended
nuts, though?
family and
We're
in-laws
living-
in New York City.
We're living. Are there any other states in the any other cities in the United States that gets their water from a different state? Like we live within an hour to an hour and a half from New York City's water source.
Our water source, no, New York City's water source is the Delaware River.
Is it?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
We don't
I'm
get-
talking about the Papacton Reservoir up by Margaretville.
We don't get Delaware water. The fucking
City
the
does?
city does. Here, let's fact check that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
we are in the same state as them. Obviously, I'm talking out of my ass right now.
No,
I'm just
you're not.
saying it's crazy to think that they could succeed.
90% of the city's water supply comes from the Catskill/Delaware watershed, 125 miles, and 10% comes from Croton watershed.
Okay.
So let's see what the 90% Catskill is, right? So we're talking. Okay, we're talking.
This is when I would love to have
The
a
Neversink.
laptop set up
Yeah, you're
and
not
be able
kidding.
to, you know,
Be able
pull
to
up a
pop
new
it up on the
scene.
screen,
Yeah.
right? Wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah, we'd have to be careful about like liability and copyrights,
Yeah.
but it would be nice.
But anyway, so it all comes from upstate lakes.
Mm-hmm.
They get the best water. We get water from wells because we're upstate. But the point is that we live a completely and entirely different life than anyone in New York City.
Oh yeah,
And you know we
I mean,
pay the same taxes.
yeah. They go to Westchester and think it's upstate, and then they think that there's farmland up here. But most of the farmland is in Honesdale, Pennsylvania, and Sussex County, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Not here.
I mean we for the record, Liberty. We do have a lot of we do have a compared to what they think is a lot. Oh, it's like, oh my God, we're living in Montana.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's like they pass here, they're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you know. But
There's
we
no
don't have a
street
lot,
lights.
you know. But like you said, over across the border there, it's a ton. I would love to sell and move to Pennsylvania, but you know, I finally got a good Spectrum situation, so I'm like, I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
But
I don't know what kind of. I know it's Blue Ridge is the company, the internet service provider over there.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not too often I look at houses, or Heather and I, or we look at houses, but we were recently looking at houses in Delaware, and it'd be so cheap.
The state?
Yeah, state taxes, and
What are the state taxes?
oh man,
Just for an
I don't know.
example,
She
anything
looked
that
them
you
up.
read.
I want to say it's like 52 or 53 a year, or a month. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Probably
I wonder if I can look it
5,200.
up right now.
5,200, right?
No, like it might be just $52.
Oh, that's probably per month.
Okay.
So that's probably what? So 50 times 10.
Delaware state tax.
Yeah, it's probably like
2019. Delaware income tax rate 2019 to 2020.
it's
Income tax rate table for the filing season has 7 income tax brackets.
That's income.
Yeah.
Do
That's
property tax.
Property tax, thanks. Told you I don't look up this stuff too often.
No, you're okay.
Property tax.
For anyone that doesn't know, these two have the perfect
0.56%.
0.56. So that's half of a percent.
That means on average a home in Delaware state with a market value of $200,000 would have taxes of about $1,120 annually. $1,120 annually.
Yeah, I pay $4,500
So
a year. So yeah, you're paying $1,000 a year.
Right.
So which is $80 a month, essentially in Delaware.
Yeah, that's cheap. I mean, people pay more
very,
for their
very
internet
cheap.
here.
Now, of course, you have to think of the environment, the city.
Exactly.
And,
I've heard somebody who's smart in the real estate told me not to move somewhere where it's cheaper only because it's cheaper.
Yeah, so essentially because it's cheaper, the economy, like we were really thinking about moving to South Carolina. Like we were looking at houses and all that kind of shit.
About this.
So, but that's the whole thing is that when the property taxes are low, the economy's low. Mm-hmm. So there's not a lot of jobs. She's a nurse, she can get a job really anywhere. Mm-hmm. But the pay appears triple.
Oh, absolutely.
Compared, to down there. So it's, you get what you're kind of, what the economy that you're going in.
Yeah.
But I think the perfect kind of state would be somewhere, even though it's a crazy state, is Florida.
Texas. No. Oh, yeah, Florida.
Because there's no income tax.
Really?
When you get rid of income tax, especially when you own a business, it's fucking huge.
Now, hold on. Are you talking about in New York State?
No, well, in Florida, there's no income tax.
Right.
Every other state has income tax.
Right, but what did you just say about a business?
So when you own a business, basically you're getting income taxed, which is a fuck ton of money you're losing that goes to New York State. Mm-hmm. So let's say you have, hey Siri, what's the income tax rate in New York?
As of the 2014 tax year, the maximum individual income tax rate in New York was 8.82%.
8.82 compared to 0.56.
Let's just go with 8%.
Plus, you got a dope Siri. I think that's an Australian Siri.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Australia. So let's do 8%, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say you make $1 million. You make
a business in 1 year.
You make $1 million in New York State. Just for the state income tax, not for property tax, not for
insurance,
anything else. Just for income tax, you're paying $80,000 a year.
That's wild.
You move to Florida,
you wouldn't have to pay a dime in Florida for that.
You wouldn't pay a fucking penny.
Wow.
How sick is that?
So, long story short, it's easier to open up a business in Florida than
easier to open up a business, easier to thrive, and like you said, and maintain. And that's why a lot of people go to Florida. The older folks go down there for the snowbird effect, which I completely understand. I'll probably do the same thing. But, dude, not paying income tax, especially if you have a business, is super huge. And guess what? It only boosted their economy. That's the whole idea behind conservative economics is less taxes equals more and a better economy. So essentially, you're not taxing these people. In New York, it's the opposite. We're going to tax the shit out of you. So that way, the government's going to decide what we're going to do with the money. I think government is a necessity, and I think that it should tax people a certain amount. That way, the government has enough money to run, etc. But when it gets past a certain point, like Florida's thriving, so it's obvious that it's just that technically we wouldn't need to do income tax. You have all these other or property tax or whatever you wanted to do. You could take out one, it's not going to be the end of the state. Yeah. And it just helps out the state overall, helps out the economy. More people are moving and fleeing to Florida than any other state.
That's something I heard was between 2010 to 2019, that decade, the most people emigrated from New York. Everybody left New York. Like,
Everyone's
New York
leaving.
New York was one of the top 5 states that people were leaving.
How can you not, dude?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Think about it. If you have no ties here, if you don't have a family here, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's like dude, trust me. If we weren't such family buffs,
it's hard too, because like I like where I live, and I bet there's a lot of places like it, you know, where Walmart's 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
And every other goddamn place, but I don't know. It's just maybe it's because I haven't traveled a lot, but it's hard to leave. Like the grass is always greener. You know what I mean?
Grass
That's
is always
what I'm getting at.
grass is always greener on the other side, but you need to. You also can't move expecting for a life change. You know, like
A lot of people travel expecting a life change. You come home and the same shit's going on.
You can't.
So you move to any other state, your habits are gonna come with you.
You can't expect that it's gonna completely change your life and change your attitude and flip everything from bad to good. But there's certain pieces, like we said, where it's gonna. You know, in Florida, it's warm. You know, there's no snow. There's no income tax. Everyone has a rear-wheel drive car down there. Nobody has four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive.
The cars have rust. The ones that get sold from up here that go down there.
You know, and the list goes on and on. But again, you know, then you have your downsides of Florida. It gets hot a lot. If your AC breaks, you're sweating your nuts off.
Gators.
You know, gators. You know, but obviously, I think me personally, the cons do not even come close to the pros.
Yeah, right.
You know, that's why everyone goes down there. But up here, it's very hard to survive and thrive and stuff like that. But you know, I think it's a snowball effect.
That's what I'm aiming to do,
effect.
dude. That's exactly what I'm aiming to do. This fucking year, I'm trying to snowball. I'm trying to fucking change shit because I can't stand the way things are going. I gotta exercise more.
Yeah.
I gotta branch out a little bit. I feel like I was sleeping on last year. I had a lot of happy moments. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
and
you got comfy, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta
Yeah.
I think you know, I grew this summer after college.
What do you want to do?
That was just one season.
What do you want to do? Me and you, let's hold something. Let's do something. I don't know. You said you seem like you want to exercise a lot.
Yeah, I'm biting at the edge. I want to get back in shape. I fucking hate this shit I can grab on my stomach, dude. Like, it's just, I sit all day. I get in my car and sit. Like, I sit when I get home on the computer, the couch, when I'm eating.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not getting enough sleep at night, which bothers the hell out of me.
Yeah, that's bad. You definitely need to get sleep.
I'll wake up, and now I'm reading Matthew Walker's book, Why We Sleep, and I'm learning a lot from that. And it's just, like, it's killing me. Like, I have to get better with sleep.
Yeah.
I want to eat better. I want to have a better A1C, get my diabetes under control, keep it under control, use more glucose sensors so I know what my sugar is every 5 minutes. I want to get to work on time. I want to, you know, just put myself in situations where I'm going to grow, you know.
So we should find an app, not do a challenge, but let's do something where we could hold each other accountable. And if I exercise, you exercise.
Let's do it.
And then if you exercise, I exercise. And we get to, like you said, we get to kind of hold each other accountable. We see that the other one's getting healthy. And, well, Richie worked out today. Well, I better go for a run. Or, fuck, Craig went out. I better take the dog for a walk. You know what I mean? And I think that just, you know, like you said, you sit all day at work, you come home from work, you're exhausted, you don't want to talk to nobody, and then you sit down. So you've been sitting all day. But if you can kind of just sit back and see, hey, look, someone else exercise, why couldn't I exercise? And dude, for the record, I love exercising in the winter.
Yeah.
Like, I took Jeter for a walk today around the airport park, and it just feels like, you know, you get the cold on your cheeks and on your forehead and the fresh, like, cool air. And, you know, your body's warm, though, you know, besides your face. I love that feeling. And, you know, just it gets the cobwebs out of your lungs. You know, I feel like it's a necessity, especially in the winter. And that's, again, another pro of Florida. That's why everybody's a shit ton more healthier down there. You can be active. You can go for a run. You could go to the beach. Just going to the beach alone. Think about an elderly person in New York. Probably fucking wake up in their house and then go to sleep in their house.
Yeah.
Like, if you're an elderly person afraid of slipping,
if
if it snows, you're not leaving your house.
Right.
In Florida, My one grandma, she walks to the river. She sees the I think the manatees. Then the other, she goes the other direction. She sees the dolphins in the ocean. I mean, she lives the fucking life.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking she's a millionaire, and I'm not talking she's rich. I'm just talking she's outside exercising and staying healthy.
So get this. I met somebody. I'm kind of changing the gears a little bit, but speaking of somebody elderly. Last year or the year before, it might have been late 2018. I met a family friend of my girlfriend, and they had a friend. They come from Nantucket, Cape Cod, and
Nice.
they brought an elderly friend with them who was like in her late 80s, early 90s. She was old, and she was just like, she didn't say a peep. You know, everybody was drinking, giggling, shooting the shit, having fun, and she didn't say a peep. And when she spoke, like, everybody got quiet, everybody listened. That's how it was. She really wasn't drinking. And near the end of it, like, she was telling us that she's so lucky, she's so thankful because she gets to wake up in Nantucket and see. Now, she doesn't live with my girlfriend's family friend, but she lives on the island. She gets to wake up and see the sunrise. And I was just like, wow, that's pretty nice.
Pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the little things that count.
Yeah. It's just I don't know, man. That's why I want to kind of get my shit together, because I want to live a long, healthy life.
For sure.
You know, a lot of it's discipline too, because I can do it. I know I can do it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
If I have to run somewhere, I can fucking sprint. I can get there quick. But the thing is, I want to get those cobwebs out of my lungs, like you're talking about. And
Do you have a Planet Fitness membership?
I do, and I don't fucking go. I gotta go.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah.
I do 3 miles on the elliptical.
Mm-hmm.
I call me a pussy, whatever you want to do. I stopped running on the treadmill because of my hips.
Mm-hmm.
I have bad hips, and so I started using the elliptical.
Mm-hmm.
They don't bother my hips. They don't bother my knees. I'm very top heavy. So what's the first one I said? The
Treadmill? Elliptical?
treadmill really hurts.
Oh, yeah.
So
I hate treadmills. They limit your stride.
dude, the elliptical, it's
So
incredible.
we have an elliptical. It's like a 2-in-1. There's a bike and an elliptical, and that's what I've been using. I'd ride that bike. I gotta ride it more though. That's what I'm trying to say.
But dude, I
But
think
like, I feel better when I've done these things like last year in very, very small spurts. Like, work out for a week, eat good for a week, then I stop. Have my blood sugar under control for a week, I stop. I just want to get it going and keep it going, because I know, like,
you know how
it feels like,
you know how you keep accountability.
yeah.
It's a training partner. When I
Yeah.
was, I sound like an old fart and like an idiot. I'm sure everyone's like, "Oh God, shut up." Anyway, when I was like 20 years old, I was like ripped and in shape, but that's because I had a gym partner. And when I didn't feel like going to the fucking gym, he would, "Yo, Rich, come on, we're going to the gym." He would show up at my house and be like, "Yo, let's go."
Yeah.
So, dude, I'm telling you, you have a Planet Fitness ship membership. I have one. Let's go at least 2 times a week. You could drive one, I'll drive the other.
Okay.
The point of
be good.
getting out of your house is the biggest step.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like you said, working out in your house, I think that's you could get it done. Like everyone knows, you can get it done. But when you get to the gym, you're in there for a fucking mission. I do my 3 miles. I sweat. I feel good. My lungs feel
And that's
clear.
all it fucking takes. 3 miles on an elliptical.
Yeah.
And you feel great.
You feel like you can
Like,
conquer the world.
that's all I need.
So,
that's
dude,
all I need.
let's-
And like, I don't have to get ripped. I don't have to get fucking
No.
huge. I don't want to take
course
protein. None of that stuff.
The girls want
I
us
just
to do that.
I just want to I just want to exercise regularly.
Yeah, you want to be healthy.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I know we're talking plans on the podcast, but it would work out because you're on the slow season of your job, and on my commute home,
Yeah.
I'm probably passing by that same Planet Fitness we'd be going to at like maybe 4:45.
And dude, like I said, I'll do the elliptical for 3 miles. It usually takes me 30 minutes. It's 10 minutes a mile. And if you want to do anything else after that, you can. For me, it's really just like feel good, got the sweat, sweat dripping off my face, and I'm good.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that with me, you're more than welcome to do it. And like I said, you
And
could
that's-
drive, I'll drive.
I'm gonna use that, you and I working out, because eventually I got to hold myself accountable to do it because we're not going to be able to do it forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So us doing it together is going to help me. It's like training wheels on a bike, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get into it. Get everything rolling. And the gym, you know, not that it's intimidating, but dude, it's tough sometimes to go into a gym, especially the one in Port. It's just so jam packed. It's like a tiny fucking building, and everyone's on top of each other. It's like rats crammed in a fucking box.
I haven't been there when it's crazy busy.
But downstairs where the ellipticals are, it's empty.
Yeah, where the ab workouts are, and I remember a guy when I was working at the deli. This old guy would come in. He was probably late 60s. Johnny Frank. He always said, "A body in motion stays in motion."
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. And I think you think clearer. I think you make better decisions. You definitely don't get as angry.
I just feel better. Like, mentally, I would feel better. I feel like I would make better decisions. I wouldn't cop an attitude so quick and, like, get stressed out about shit. You know, because when you work out, when you push yourself, your sweat's pouring off of you, and you're done. Like, the stuff that you stress out about, like, it doesn't bother you as much.
Nope.
Like, it's not a burning emergency. Your house isn't on fire. It's okay.
Like you said, the snapping quick, the responses and the anger is a huge thing after you exercise. That just goes away. Not as many things matter.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
It's easier to kick back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
it's crazy because, like, I don't even know if it's an epiphany. Shower thoughts, I guess. You know, I gotta, like, diabetes just hits me sometimes. I gotta take care of it. And,
well, I'm glad you're taking it serious, dude, because like you said, you have a card that, you know, you're not starting with, you know, 2 aces. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you don't have the best hand, or, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean you can't win. Yeah. You know, like you said, you know, you kind of have like a setback, so it means even more to you to get healthy and to keep that blood sugar under control. And when your blood sugar is under control, you probably feel like $1 million.
Oh, dude, it feels so good. Like, you can actually stop thinking about it for a while.
Exactly.
Like, it feels good. Oh, what was I gonna say?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Side note, though.
Imagine.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Imagine if I could run a marathon. Like, I want to get back into running. And I know this is like a lot of New Year's Day, the first week of January.
We're talking mad shit.
Yeah. I'd love to. It's wishful thinking. But this is, like I said, this is the time of year people do it. And I got it. It's January. It's early. It doesn't even feel like January.
Let's do a fucking marathon this year.
Dude,
I've never ran one, and dude, I'm a fat fuck.
See, the thing is,
or like, not a marathon. We could do like a 3. What's a 5K?
A 5K is.
I don't know any. Have you ran any of these?
I've never done a 5K. I've been offered to. I've been challenged.
You said a 5K is 3 miles?
Yes, 3.1.
We're running a fucking 5K.
Let's fucking do it.
Let's fucking
We're gonna
do it.
We're gonna train for it. But the thing with, like, the health for me is, excuse me. I bet you guys don't want to hear that. The thing with the health part of all this for me is I can't believe I just lost my fucking train of thought.
We were clapping hands about running a 5K.
Right. So if we're running, we're going to have to learn about joint health. And we're young, so we better take advantage of it. And that's why I'm reading this book on sleep. And I know fish oil is important for brain health, and getting sleep is good for brain health and all your organs. But I love learning about shit. And I know this sounds so cliche, and saying it sounds cliche. But fucking everything I learn about, like, PowerShell programming and installing Windows and drivers and, you know, building a computer and fixing iPhones and fucking, I changed oil on our generator the other day, and just learning all this new stuff, like, that felt good when I changed oil on the generator, put a switch in. Yeah. Still didn't work. We got to get it serviced. But learning feels good. And you usually get benefits out of learning shit. Like, I can change my own car oil. I can try to fix a generator. But the advantage to learning about health is, like,
huge.
It's huge. It's priceless.
Yeah, it really is. Especially when it, you know, your body's so important, dude. Yeah. It's so important. If you eat shit, you feel like shit. If you know, I think one of the biggest supplements that I should be taking every day, which I don't, is vitamin D, man. Especially in the wintertime. Yeah, me too. You get majority of your sun from, majority of your vitamin D from the sun. And in the wintertime, you don't get shit. And, like, it just, it doesn't give me, like, energy or, like, long lasting, but I'm, like, perky. I'm awake. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? When I take that. And that's just, like,
you're on
a
different, like, wavelength. And I know that sounds a little funky, but when it's a nice, bright, sunny day, yeah, you could be pissed about something. You could have a bad day. But you're on a different wavelength than a gray, cloudy day where it's overcast and it's flurries and, you know, the roads are brown because they're putting salt and sand on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the shit that's tough about wintertime, man. I can't take my dog for a walk on my road that I usually do. I have to take him all the way to this park. You know, because our road is littered with salt and sand.
So is ours, but people are still running on it. And I look out the window and I'm like, motherfuckers!
Like,
I want to get out there
fucking
running.
ankle, man.
Yeah,
that's just me being fat and being lazy and giving an excuse. But seriously, that's how you fuck up yourself, man, and get hurt. Because guess what? He might be in the best shape of his life, but he gets hurt and sprains an ankle.
Right.
He's out for 2 weeks. He's gonna be unhealthy as fuck.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
So we're gonna find a 5K.
Yeah.
We're going to find a 5K, and I'm talking to myself here because I'm going to rewatch this a few times. We're going to do a 5K. 5K is 3 miles, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like 3.1. I'm going to
now, if I stop, not stop, but if I start walking or slow jogging,
you won't.
You know, at
you're
2
not
miles,
gonna.
You don't think
No,
so?
you're not going to.
Okay, yeah. No, you see?
You're not gonna.
You're not going to, Richie. You're going to finish it.
5K in miles is 3.107 miles.
We're doing it. We're going to find one, we're going to send it to each other, and we're going to set a target date, and we're going to get in shape and do it. And that's going to be a No Street Lights goal. And we should do some, we'll record and we'll do some stuff on the 5K rather.
Yeah.
We'll whether it's Instagram posts or whatever the case may be, that's going to be our No Street Lights New Year's resolution.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it.
As a podcast, we're running.
If we
a 5K.
can get one down, I don't know when the earliest one is that we would do, but
yeah, I couldn't probably run a 5K tomorrow, but
right,
we're gonna do one, bang it out, and then we're gonna see where we go from there.
Yeah, it's just crazy because I can't this can't be the peak of. You know,
this isn't it.
No, I can't. If I feel like this at 25, what is 30 gonna feel like?
Yeah.
Like the fact that I got a beard, but I can just grab all this extra shit on my neck and my stomach and like my hips, and I shouldn't feel like that. And I'm not saying I got to be toned and cut and looking like a bodybuilder, but I want to be healthy. Yeah. Like I don't want that unnecessary stuff being there.
For sure. Yeah, when shit's just kind of sitting around, and not to get back into the weather topic, but when we're inside in the wintertime, it's so easy to fault to it and not move around. But we're not gonna let that cut us back. In spring and summer, we're gonna get active and we're gonna get out there and do it. And I think everyone else should too. I think that you should strive to keep your body moving, and even if it's inside, get some weights. Just you don't need to be a fucking bodybuilder. Just throw some weights up in the air, whether it's you're doing chest or.
It doesn't take much. I mean, I've been trying to do it for the past few days. I told you I ride that bike and do some crunches and stretch, and
stretching is fucking huge.
Oh God, stretching.
Love stretching.
So my buddy's mom just became a masseuse. Like she's real good at massaging. But I was talking to her recently, and she said, "Do you stretch?" And I'm telling her, I got this shit in my back, on my neck, this kink, this knot. She's like, you got to stretch. Yeah. You got to stretch as much as you can.
Yeah. Have you used your Christmas present?
Not yet. No.
Tell the people what you got for Christmas.
So Richie was so nice. I mean, Santa was so nice to get me a $50 gift certificate to Nice Day Spa.
Which is a 1 hour massage. My favorite spot.
I can't take it right now. I don't think it has an expiration date. I'm gonna use it this year, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna cash that in when I need it.
For sure. For me, it's like
the day after that 3K, 5K.
Yeah, 5K. Yeah. There's for me, it's I know when I need one when I wake up and my legs are tight and I stretch and they just still hurt. It's not like the hurt after you stretch, I feel good in 10 minutes. It's the fuck, my legs are crippling. And then you just go there and you walk out and you feel like fucking Superman.
Yeah. Oh. What gets me is
they become addicting. Beware, I'm warning you right now. The massage.
Oh, okay.
You're going to get this massage and then we're going to do a podcast. You're going to be like, Rich, you were right. This shit is
going
addicting.
Again next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got one done. Aromatherapy with essential oils and everything, and dude, it feels so good. forgot what I was going to say again.
They're healthy.
This is happening too often. I bet if I exercise, this wouldn't happen as often.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I sit, like, so much, and I know I keep talking about that, and it's probably annoying to the people listening, but even when, you know, if I'm sitting for, like, half an hour, I'm breathing slower than I would be. Like,
of course.
If I was just outside or doing something. And just standing up and stretching, get air in the lungs, my heart rate goes up a little bit, my blood's flowing, and, like, I can't just sit. Like, that's how blood clots happen. You know, that's how, like,
blood clots are real.
Sleep apnea is real.
Yeah.
I mean,
and sleep apnea happens in like our stages right now. Like when you're like just getting a little bit of extra fat and you're chilling around, you're out of shape. That's when sleep apnea happens. You have that extra 5 to 10 pounds. That's when it kicks in.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Me neither.
I mean, I can't. I'm not even on a good sleeping schedule now. So if I had sleep apnea, that'd be worse.
You having sleeping problems?
Some days, yeah. No, I just mean like recently. Like I wake up and I toss and turn. So let's say on a good night, I'll go to bed. Like a really good night, I'll go to bed at like 9 o'clock. I'll lay down at 9 o'clock. I'll fall asleep by like 10. Somebody's got the TV on, and I get overruled about that most nights. Even though I don't ask for it to be off. But anyways.
Yeah.
So let's say I fall asleep by 10 o'clock. I'll wake up, and this is on a work night. I'll wake up at 6:30. That's when the alarm clock is. But I'll wake up at like 5 o'clock. And I'll just toss and turn. And no matter what, like I can't get comfy.
My
spot's too hot. Nope. If I wake up and pee, dude, it's all over.
Really?
I lay back down. Yeah, and like I'll even try my best. Like if there's just the smallest amount of sunlight coming through the window, I'm not gonna turn on the light. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, flush, go lay back down. And like even then, like I think it's just my mental. Like I just boom, like I wake up and just start going.
Yeah. So for me, 5 years ago, we started using sound machines.
Yeah.
And it's trained me.
Mm-hmm.
When that sound machine comes on
mm-hmm.
and that sound of rain, comes from that machine,
mm-hmm.
I'm sleepy.
Oh, yeah. I was doing that, like, I think the summer after college. I would put on, like, white noise on YouTube. And I'd either listen to earbuds or just have my phone, like, right there and playing.
I'm gonna send.
It would help.
This is an experiment, folks. I'm gonna send you home
mm-hmm.
with a waterfall machine. Okay. And you fill water. Do you have a nightstand on your side?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So put this waterfall machine on.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta give it 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. Do you promise?
14 days in a row.
Look in the camera and promise that you're gonna use this for 14 days. All right, he's not gonna. But you try it. What I want you to do is just try it.
Okay.
And Heather might not like it.
Right. That's probably the only thing that I'm uncertain about with the 14 days.
But both Heather, please give it a shot. It's going to give you the white noise is different compared to
mm-hmm.
in my opinion, the water sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's tough to explain because when you hear it, it's soothing and it puts you to sleep. White
mm-hmm.
noise is kind of like background noise.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to, like when I was like single when I was like 18 or 19, and I would just leave Lord of the Rings on because
mm-hmm.
it was sound,
right.
somewhere else, and I would just just pass out. I was so tired.
TV was on.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I wouldn't hear any noise or creaks or mm-hmm. anything like that to wake me up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big one, especially if you're waking up in the morning. That's why
mm-hmm.
I'm doing this, is because if you wake up in the morning, it's because, like you said, you're hot, you're hearing things,
mm-hmm.
Et cetera, et cetera. I think any kind of distraction, that's weird though about the pee.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, I could pee and go right back to bed.
So
it's weird.
Right. I'll be tired
it's the only
there,
thing
like
I'm
peeing. Like
yeah.
This is crazy because I'm getting down to the level where I'm peeing. But like I'll go in there and I'll start going to the bathroom and like I'm slowly waking up. My thought process starts picking up quicker. And it's not like boom, I'm instantly awake. But by the time I go back into my room and lay down, it's just like, all right, I can't find a position that's comfortable. That's what it is. Like, there's nothing there to, like, lull me back into that comfortable sleep.
And that's why I think the waterfall is going to do it. Because when you are trained that when that sound is on, that it's sleepy time, when you get back from going to pee and you get back into bed and you don't have that thing to say, hey, Craig, turn off the switch, that waterfall is going to turn off the fucking switch. I'm telling you.
Talking about it is like getting me ready to
Dude, it helped me out so much. The reason why I'm going to give you this one is because I started out with a waterfall and I want to go back to a waterfall. I'm kind of, our sound machine is perfect. I wouldn't be able to sleep without it. But I kind of want the actual live water splashing to fall asleep back to again. It's almost kind of like I'm being like, too good for the sound machine. I want the real sounds. The only thing is, you got to find the right one. But, if anyone else is having sleep problems, that solved my sleeping issues.
It's definitely going to help. I can tell you right now it's going to help. But you can ask a lot of people that know my sleep schedule. If my college buddies were here, they would bust on me so hard. All I did in college was sleep. I have no problem going to sleep at night, whether I'm tired or not. Once I hit that bed, dude, I'm going to be out. It's like waking up in the morning, even the weekends now. I'll wake up and I'll just get up because I know I'm not going to fall back asleep. Yeah. The other morning, there's a bed downstairs, and I woke up, went to the bed downstairs, and I was out within 15 minutes. The mattress was different. It was cooler, it wasn't too hot. And maybe it was just a different setting. I really don't know. Yeah, maybe we need a new mattress.
Dude, new mattress is huge. New pillows, new linens.
Yeah.
It's huge for me too, man.
Linens, actually.
Yeah, that helps out a lot. So if you got those, that's step one. Maybe you need a new mattress, like you said.
Yeah, or we'll try flipping it.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Speaking of Christmas, I got linens for Christmas, but what else I got for Christmas? Change the topic a little bit. I got are you aware of the company Fumoto? Fumoto. They make a valve for oil pans. So instead of putting your drain plug in there, you put in this valve, and it's got a lever. It's honestly probably just this big. It's a little yellow thing. It's got a lever. You flick the lever, and the oil comes right out. You don't have to struggle for cracking a bolt, worry about tightening it too much, worry about oil getting on your arm, your hand, and yeah.
It's pretty fucking sweet.
It's nice. I got to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
Amazon.
Amazon's got it all.
Yeah, it was $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon's got it all, dude. They're making so much money.
Yeah. I don't know if it's an Amazon company, but
probably not.
Yeah.
Although with a lot of the most, the more popular stuff, Amazon's starting to make their own. Any cable, we were talking about before, any cable, any this, any that, keyboard.
Batteries.
Amazon.
They make car batteries. They make their own oil. That's actually the confusing thing because I'm saying it right now. They don't actually make the oil. It's
no, of course
sub
not.
companies that just slap Amazon sticker. Yeah, right.
That's all it is, brother.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Amazon Basic, they're taking over.
Yep.
And in the city, dude, we were down there a couple weeks ago. They don't even have Amazon deliver. Yeah, of course they do, but they have other companies delivering Amazon packages.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They are just UPS, FedEx, and then all of these side companies. You just have these guys
really?
like that. They bought their own truck. They made their own company, and they're just delivering Amazon packages because they have so many in New York City.
Might as well be delivery Ubers. There are. Excuse me again. There are some Amazon delivery trucks. I do see them out and about.
Yeah.
Cargo trucks. And
the big ones, too. The Amazon Prime 18-wheelers. I'm like, thank you.
I'm starting to think about the sleep again. In that book, he talks about this chemical in your brain that builds up while you're awake. Any waking moment, your brain builds up a chemical called andocene, something like that. And the more this chemical piles up in the brain, the more tired you get. Now, caffeine will go to the same receptors in your brain as andocene, and it'll block your brain from, getting the andocene. So that caffeine, that's why you can stay awake a little bit longer and you're less tired. But even when you're on that caffeine spike, that andocene is still building up. So when you come down from that caffeine spike, you're going to be hit with all the andocene that you had before you ingested the caffeine and after. And the only way to get rid of this stuff is sleeping. and they're kind of tying the cause of Alzheimer's to this buildup of androstenedione. So people who don't get enough regular sleep, and he's talking about how the pattern is important, like a sleep pattern.
Yeah.
They're saying that this can do like a lot of damage to the brain.
Have you ever tried sleeping pills?
No, and he talks like very badly about them. Like it's
really,
yeah, like they can cause premature death.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, they're sleeping pills are bad. Like melatonin supplements, those are okay, but those like they wouldn't help people like me, especially me, because like I don't travel. Melatonin supplements come in handy like when you travel.
Yeah.
Try to avoid jet lag because you're telling your body, melatonin builds up just before you start going to sleep. Yeah, but he also talks about what's it called? I forget the name of it.
Corinne uses a supplement called Calm, and it helps her out a lot.
Okay.
And I think there's some melatonin in it.
Yeah, there is probably.
Yeah, and my sister actually got her on it because Corinne was having, she'd just wake up and sometimes she'd have night terrors, sometimes she would just wake up, sometimes X, Y, and Z, but this really soothed her and lets her sleep. And right now instead of that, she's using a weighted blanket.
Oh, those are great. That's probably why I'm not sleeping that great. We took it off the bed because we wanted to wash it, and it's been on the floor. We got to wash that mink blanket.
Let's fucking go.
That thing is heavy. That's that thing that puts me in that mood, just lulls me back to sleep.
I'll show you Corinne's before you leave.
Okay. Oh, I saw it on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Dude,
thing's nice.
She sleeps like a fucking
rock,
little dwarf now. She's like one of the fudge elves.
You want to hear a good
That's
dad
all
joke?
she looks like. Yeah, let's hear it.
This came out in Boy Scouts. The one scout leader was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight, crying out for a nipple every half hour."
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
No,
I'll
weighted
be here
blankets
Monday,
are
Tuesday,
very
and
nice.
Wednesday. Yeah, dude, I think that could be it. For me, it's my cats who are making noise, and I wake up on a dime of noise. Any noise, I'm up. For me, I'm not really. I could fall asleep and stay asleep, but any noises or any moving light wakes me up.
Really?
Yeah, like I can't sleep with the pellet stove on.
Really?
Yeah, because if the shadow of the flame moves, I'm up. I'm thinking somebody's in the house. I'm ready to fucking...
Yeah, ready to go.
So I'm like, if the pellet stove's on, we sleep with the door closed, which is fucking pointless. So I just kick up the oil at night, 65 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'll go to sleep.
So how often do you have dreams? Like, do you have a dream every night, or do you wake up every morning like, wow, that was fucking ridiculous?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I would say I dream really often.
Yeah.
And then some nights I just wake up and I'm like, you don't dream. I honestly, I don't keep track.
Yeah, it's not something easy to keep track of, but I just have these crazy fucking dreams, man, and they're nuts. Like, they're actually crazy. I had one like two nights ago that my brother Ryan was in our house. Like, let's just say, boom, you fall asleep, bam, you're like just put in this scenario. Like, it didn't lead up, you're just put there. I was with my brother, my girlfriend, her mom, and one random person, and we're in the bedroom on a nice sunny afternoon.
That's weird.
And we stole like $100,000, I think the amount was. And I look out the window, and dude, there are cars just lined down the road. A cop on the front lawn with a shotgun kneeling, police cars, all this stuff. And we're like, how are we going to get out of this? I don't even know who you are. My girlfriend knows about it. Why is my brother here? And her mom's here. Like,
you're having wild fucking dreams.
Right.
So go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so that was the last thing I remember was the cop coming up to the door, knocking, just this really big overweight cop, and he's like, "Hey, we heard money was stolen. Do you guys know anything about it?" And I'm like, "No, you obviously know it's us because there's cars lined down the road." So then I woke up. That's just one example.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up and I'm just like, not like I'm like trying to catch my breath, but it's just like why am I thinking of this shit? Like, why?
So certain dreams mean certain things.
I've heard that.
Does he talk about that in the book at all?
Maybe I didn't get to that chapter. I didn't get to anything about dreaming yet. He's talking about like the sleep rhythm, and I'm only on the first like quarter of the book.
Like, no, I'm not a big like I don't believe in the the signs, like the Cancer and Libra and all that kind of shit. But I do think that
there's patterns with people.
With dreams, I think that there's, you know, certain things mean certain, like that there's a problem in your life. Because for me, it's when I have a certain problem for a certain amount of time, I do dream very weirdly about a certain thing. Like, I think they said, like, you know, if you have a dream that someone keeps breaking in your house, that it means X. You know, that, you know,
right? Yeah, I've heard
you're
things
fighting
like,
with this person.
Have you ever been in a dream where, man, you're like something's chasing you and you trip and fall, like just like a blah blah blah, you're already down and you're like picking yourself up, you're on your knees and you're like, you just can't get up, like you're just stuck, like you just can't get up no matter what you do.
Yeah,
I've heard stuff like that where you trip and fall and you can't get up.
I've had dreams where someone broke in and I have my gun pointed and I pull the trigger and it doesn't shoot.
Really?
Yep. And then I wake up.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Like, I killed a guy in my dream. Like, this is shit.
Well, that's good.
This
shit,
is
at least
shit
you
I would
kill your guy.
know. Like, it was a scary, like, hostage situation. And it's so weird that I'm talking about this live, but it was. These are totally dreams. I'm telling you people right now. Boom, just popped down into another scenario. This guy committed like some kind of heinous crime, and I just shot him right in the forehead. And then I woke up, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, I wake up and I'm just like,
why the fuck am I?
Yeah, why am I thinking about this stuff? I go and take a piss and lay down, and I'm like, I don't want to fall back asleep and start thinking about that stuff. It's like, I'll just get up, make a cup of tea. You know, get the
That's
mail.
wild.
Yeah, no, I've had crazy.
We gotta
shit
look.
happen.
We gotta start looking up on why certain dreams. You know, what do they mean?
Well,
you know?
I've also most of this stuff happens in the morning. Like I'm saying, how I have these crazy dreams and I wake up and it's like 5 a.m. What I did learn about. So this guy was on a podcast with Joe Rogan, and I also watched that, and he was saying how if you're sleep deprived, if you're not getting enough sleep, like you're running so low on sleep. Let's say you sleep for like 4 hours. You wake up and you drive to work. And it's an hour commute. You're gonna have like times where, like, you're kind of like dozing off, but your eyes are still open. You're like trying to focus on the road, blinking, shaking your head, trying to stay awake. So that kind of same stuff will happen while you're asleep. Like, obviously in that moment where you're driving the car, your brain's trying to catch up on the sleep it lost. It can't. You're staying awake. You're not letting it. But when you do get sleep and you're sleep deprived in the morning hours, or like if you go out drinking and you're hammered, you'll fall asleep, but you're not in deep sleep. So you'll be in deep sleep in the morning, and that's when your brain tries to like get its REM sleep in, catch up. So that's maybe I'm sleep deprived and I'm having these crazy dreams.
Maybe. I think this weighted blanket, and maybe, you know, the sound machine thing did it for me. But I'll give you the waterfall. It costs like fucking $11, so it's it's, you know,
probably get it off Amazon.
No skin off my back.
Okay.
So, you know, give it a shot. But the weighted blanket thing, that's probably what it is.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we haven't had that on for like a week.
Yeah. So you could update us.
Yeah.
For the next one.
Yeah.
Let us know how you're sleeping.
I gotta wash it. I don't know. I do want to do another podcast Wednesday.
Let's fucking do it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'll have the weighted blanket by then. We gotta wash it, and it's heavy. You kind of gotta watch the washing machine while it's running. Yeah.
It's 2020, bro.
Yeah.
You get that fucking weighted blanket washed.
Yeah. I'm not waiting.
See?
It could all go down tomorrow. I gotta sleep tonight with a weighted blanket.
That's it. Cool, man.
No, I should start it. I mean, it takes like an hour.
Yeah.
And I gotta go home and do shit anyway.
Have her throw it in right now. Step ahead.
I'm gonna text her right now.
Boom. Yeah, man. See, that's what I want to do this year. I want to get shit done. I want to get shit rolling. Organized at my house.
Yeah, cause like stuff can just pass by so quick. It blows my mind. I'm 25. Holy shit. Yeah. I still feel like I'm 21. Remember when 21 was old? Remember turning 21? You're like looking down at teenagers. You're like, wow, I'm older than all of you. I'm not even a teenager anymore. Yada yada yada. No, she didn't text me back.
I was like, already threw it in. I've been listening. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, organization is big. I think it's easier to get shit done. I want to start writing stuff down because I feel like even like learning new stuff, if I write it down, there's a better chance it's gonna stick with me. You know,
for sure.
Even like I could type it on a keyboard.
Sticky notes are huge for me, man. Especially at work.
Yep, I got them at work too.
Sticky notes are big. If I don't sticky note it, I probably forget about it. I wonder if I should hop off social media for a week, just to kind of realign myself.
Yeah, it's hard because, I don't have Facebook, but I'm still on Instagram and Twitter, and I catch myself checking that. See, when I first got off Facebook, I was off that stuff.
Fucking toxic, man.
Oh, dude, I know. It's crazy.
That search button is so fucking toxic.
It's nuts because it all is on every single website, dude. They try to reel you in.
They want to get you angry.
Whether it's YouTube, Twitter, it just, whatever you're into, it exemplifies that even like tenfold. Because you get on there, you search, it could be puppies.
Yeah.
You could go on YouTube and just search puppies. That's all you look at, and it's just going to recommend all these different kinds of puppies on there.
Yeah.
So if you go into YouTube and type in, Iraq news, World War III, all this crazy shit, you're going to get videos of veterans, of the news, of
For
politics,
the records, people, we're not going to World War III.
You're hearing it now.
But that's all over Twitter. People are like, World War III, World War III.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, people. But again, like you're talking about right now,
mm-hmm.
That algorithm is set to just make you go deeper and deeper and deeper and get you angrier and angrier and angrier.
Yep.
That's all it's doing.
So Facebook and Twitter, and Facebook owns Instagram, so all three of them have people who work for them who used to work for companies in Las Vegas, like casinos and,
Makes sense.
Addictive stuff. I mean, there's people I know who, like, use their phones on the bathroom while they're working out. Obviously, people on their phones and driving, that happens. That's a problem.
Huge.
At the dinner table, where they roll over. Like,
the dinner table thing, it's something that I can't hold Corinne accountable to right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing, and I love you. That's one thing that bothers me.
Oh, yeah. No.
At the dinner table,
mm-hmm.
like my aunt, and I always thought she was a little crazy. I kind of liked it, and this is what I'm going to do. And she had a bowl, and for Christmas, she still does it. I'm 27.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody tells me, hey, Richie, put your fucking phone away, except my aunt.
Yeah.
My aunt's like, no phones during Christmas dinner.
Yeah,
and nobody pulls out their fucking cell phone.
That's nice.
And it's like, dude, when I have kids,
that's how it used to be, like back in the day.
No Game Boys at the table.
That's how it was when I was a kid at my family dinner table. My parents would be like, no toys at the table. I had to save that Pokemon, couldn't be in a battle, and I had to put it down.
Yeah, yeah, man. These things are
addictive, and what a big influence. I mean, if you're looking at the news all day and
which most people are.
Social media, and let's be honest, all the social media is full of stupid stuff. Don't get me wrong, I get a lot of laughs out of it, but there's some shit that, like, I'll watch a video and I'm like, all right, there goes like a few seconds of my day.
It was so simple, and it's so true. And the guy said, I think it was Chris D'Elia. Do you ever watch him?
He's a comedian, right? I think I've seen just a few videos.
He goes, we used to spend time thinking. You used to think on the toilet. You used to think on the way to work. You used to think in your taxi. You used to think when you're hanging around the house. Now, when you have a fucking split 3-4 minutes, it's...
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
like you're passing by waiting for something.
Everyone's just not thinking. And when you think... as weird as this is going to sound, when you're just thinking to yourself, you create good ideas. You become more creative. You think of things that you never thought before. And now we're taking that, collectively, hour or 2 hours of where you could just be thinking, and you're just putting it into fucking algorithms and seeing who has the biggest ass or what kind of makeup she has, or it's like fucking useless shit.
Yeah,
I'm doing that.
Yeah,
it's the first podcast of the new year. Fucking
bro, when I quit Facebook, I deleted that app. I deleted the Messenger app, and I the place I used to work, I went there and they're like, we tried reaching out to you. What happened? Like, not just the employer, but like other people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because you can deactivate your Facebook but still get messages on Messenger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I deleted it both. I'm not on Facebook. Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a week cleanse.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I bet you on the next podcast, I'm much happier.
Yeah. It feels good, too, because when you pick up your phone, you know what you want to look up.
Yep.
There's so many times where, like, I want to do something, and I pick up my phone, and, dude, literally out of habit, I'll just tap Twitter.
Yep. Boom.
And I'll just go right to it. And it's just like I lost track already of what I want to do.
Yeah. So if you keep your phone locked, do you know where your Twitter button is?
Yeah. Second page, second row.
For me, somewhere. I don't even have to look at my fucking phone.
Yeah.
And I and open Twitter. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's bad, man. It's bad. But there's pros and cons to it, but I really think that the cons outweigh the pros when it comes to the phone.
Yeah.
I really do. But anyway.
How was that proper 12?
That fucking thing was delicious.
Yeah, was
I think you have to have fresh lemon, though. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Good lemon
That's how it is
tea.
when I drink my green tea, dude. Oh, man. And I just got some fresh new honey from Tori. Is that considered Neversink or Port Jervis?
Neversink.
I don't know what farm it is, but it's not far from her house. It's like just down the road. But
yep.
So I looked up the difference between local raw honey and commercial honey, and it blew my mind. Like, I know I've heard people talk about it, but buy local honey whenever you can.
Yep.
Like, it tastes so much better.
Yeah.
It's got so much more antioxidants, antifungal even. It's got pollen, so it builds up your immune system. Your what's the word I'm looking for? Allergy part of that. And it just tastes so much better. What they do to commercial honey is like they heat it up and it loses
Takes
all
all
that
the
stuff.
nutrients. Oh, yeah.
And I didn't even find a reason why it's justified that they heat it up. Because it's honey. It should last like forever.
Because they probably heat it up to make more of it because they want more fucking money because it's a business.
Yeah, it is a business. And at that point, dude, it's just like corn syrup.
Bro, they probably heat it up and they probably put, like you said, corn syrup in it, and they get to split the batch half and half, so they get double the honey for less honey, double the money for less honey.
Yeah,
it's probably what it is. It's everything's a big fucking drug deal now.
Yeah,
man.
We live in a capitalist country.
That's it. Hey, sometimes we need it, but
yeah,
it's tough. But like you said, that's when you sit back as the individual and the consumer and say, hey, I'm gonna buy local honey. I'm gonna buy organic shit. I'm gonna buy X, Y, and Z.
And that's the thing too. Like, I'm gonna buy all of this stuff. Instead of chips, I'm gonna buy fruit. Instead of steak, I'm gonna buy fish. I know I'll eat a steak here and there. I'm just trying to say, like, I'm gonna eat better. Sure. It might cost more, but I know in the end I'm gonna feel better when I'm eating the right way. Better. My blood sugar is gonna be under control more.
Having a good healthy breakfast starts out your day so well. It's breakfast. Yeah. It's breakfast and lunch for me. Like, if you eat a carb loaded lunch, you're gonna feel like dick.
And I noticed that too. Like, think about my job where I talk about like going into work, just sitting down looking at a monitor all day. It's different when you want to play video games all day.
Of course,
like when you're a teenager. But going to work and doing that now, since I'm like being careful about what I eat in the morning and fasting a little bit and drinking more water, like, I'm more focused on my work. Yeah. If I go to work and I get there at 8:00 and I eat could be bacon, egg, and cheese, or some scrambled eggs with a lot of potatoes and sugar in my tea and like all this stuff. Like, it's so easy just to zone out, check the news, just like you're drifting around on your own computer aimlessly. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to do.
That drifting happens so easy, so easily.
Yeah, but it feels good to eat right. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, of course. Yeah, what you put in is what you get. You put in the best gas, get the best gas mileage, get the best performance, man.
Yeah,
we're the same thing.
You are what you eat.
That's it. We're the vehicle.
Yeah, we really are. It's hard. Like, you got to drag yourself around everywhere. Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Like, I can't feel like this at 25.
No.
And I can't feel like this at 25.
This can't be, like you said, this can't be the peak.
No.
Can't be down from here.
No, right. Although I did hear, I forgot who I heard this from, some scientist was saying that the brain, over time as you grow, it loses mass. The peak of your brain mass is when you're 25. Yes. So now here starts my decline of my brain.
Or the plateau.
Yeah.
We hopefully we look at it and we hope that it stays a plateau rather than a decline.
All right. So I got an update on the mink blanket, the weighted blanket. We have 2 washers. We got a washer in the one downstairs, but there was shit in the washer downstairs, so we just started it. Thank you.
That's it.
Thanks, Heather.
That's it, man. Telling you, you're gonna have a good ass night's sleep tonight, and tomorrow you're gonna be like, "Fuck, man, let's go for a run."
Yeah,
let's go to Planet Fitness.
No, I'm gonna go home and get on the bike. I gotta do it at least for a few minutes.
That's it, man. Yeah. Hey, good fucking podcast.
Yeah, ringing the new year.
Ringing the new year. We said a lot of fucking
wishful
objectives
thinking.
Today. No, it's not wishful thinking. They're objectives, bro. They're requests.
I can't give myself a loophole like that. We're gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna get in shape.
I really want to do this 5K.
Yeah, me too. I think the earliest one we're going to be able to do is maybe April, end of March, April.
I'm going to search.
When it warms up.
We'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks for everybody who stuck around.
Yeah. Hey, thanks everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy
Hope
New
it's
Year.
a successful one. Keep keeping on, folks.
Crazy. That's exactly what I was going to say.